Rock Me Mama.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm Macy.
And I'm Amie.
And this is
Rock Me Mama.
Wow, you're somber.
Well, we're tired, honey. It's
I'm
late.
so tired. I just got back from a trip and we just had time change too. So like really, we're on day 2 of this new time change.
Mm-hmm.
So really it feels like it's an hour later than it actually is.
Dude, daylight savings is such a fucked up plot
worst.
twist with kids.
It's the worst.
It is so unnecessary and it's made, I mean, she's like a raging psycho because of it.
It's
and it's like
awful.
1 hour. I don't get it.
Awful.
Also, why are we still doing it? I thought it was over or ending.
But like there was talk of it ending, but
Yeah, what's the update on that?
I don't know. It sucks.
It's so
though.
annoying. And now it's pitch black
At like
5.
4:30. It's so depressing. We just went to Indianapolis this past weekend and like got back yesterday. And so it was an hour ahead there and we went during daylight savings weekend. So by the time we left, we were 2 hours off.
Yeah.
It was
How was I mean, I know that you cried, but other than
it was
that was the trouble.
It was like it was
Other than you crying.
good and hard. It was really fucking hard.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like I don't regret going. I'm so glad that we did go. He had so much fun. Like he was in the best mood the entire time. Both the boys did incredible in the car. Like all like good, but it's just the amount that you have to do and keep up with and think through and plan for.
Yeah, it's so much.
And take on as the mom is a sick joke. Like it is. And it really enables, I can't speak for all moms, but a lot of the moms that I spoke to and I was open about it on my Instagram agreed. It like takes from the enjoyment of a trip.
Yeah.
Because, nobody takes vacations anymore with kids. Like everything's just a trip. But even like worse than that, it was just like whatever's like below a trip. Like it was hard. It was a lot of work. And E adjusted great. Wyatt really struggled. And so
like, what did you do for sleeping arrangements?
they both were in pack and plays. E ended up down in the basement, which brought both monitors.
Yeah.
But like, that's part of it too. Like I'm
the
packing
setup
it all.
and everything.
Yeah. And so, remembering everything, and everything is a lot. It's a lot of things. It's both sleep sacks. It's enough diapers and wipes.
And when they're little, like it's easier for him now.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of shit, but not as much.
Yeah.
The little babies have you basically have a tour bus. Every time we would travel with Farrah, I felt like we took a tour bus of her shit
stuff.
Because they have to have all their little sitting things and their laying things and their nursing things and they're like, because they can't do anything by themselves.
Right. Well, and then he's like, they spit up a lot. So there's a ton of changes of clothes. And then there's the different carrier. I mean, it's just so much.
Oh, yeah. And all that shit. I don't miss any of that shit.
Yeah. I don't hide how I'm feeling very well. So the entire state knows when I'm stressed or things are tense or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, Chase made it seem like it was pretty fucking obvious this weekend. But these were his friends. I mean, and I've known them for 10 years now, so they're very much my close friends too. But it's Roach and Molly. Y'all have met them. They're the best.
Yeah.
But they, it's Chase's friend. And so anytime I felt like I needed help, I almost felt bad, asking Chase because like we're here for his best friend. And
that's how I always feel when we're at Nick's house with his family. Cause I'm like, well, you should go spend time with them. And then I'm like, wait.
Yeah. But then it just, I don't know, Wyatt's still breastfeeding. And so I'm the one waking up with him in the night and God, getting him to sleep was just the pack and play.
Oh yeah. She never did a pack and play. Ever.
Something about going from here to down.
Yep, the transfer.
And so, we're about to go to Florida for 2 weeks. And so we've got to figure out something because he would wake up every single time we tried to lay him down. And I would try like 2 to 3 times and he would wake up every time. And at that point I'm like, it's better for both of us if I step away because I'm frustrated and I'm over it. And so I would lay him in there. and go downstairs and say, Chase, I'm so sorry. I know you are, watching a football game or
but too
hanging with your
fucking
friends."
bad.
But like, yeah. Oh, and he did every time. He never complained about it. But it was just it's just a lot on the mom. I don't even know how else to say it other than it's just so much on the mom.
Yeah.
And I'm the one thinking of the schedule change. I'm the one making sure there's enough snacks packed for all 4 family members and enough clothes and all of the pumping parts too, because I'm also pumping, which also means we have to have a cooler and ice packs and it's just so much. It's so much stuff. And you feel like when you travel with, a kid, but especially 2 kids and a baby that comes with the sit me up and the bouncer.
The baby has so many fucking
so much
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
So many items.
Yeah. We're a unit when we come into somebody's home.
Oh, yeah.
And they were so great and so helpful, but they don't have kids. And so it was just like, here come the Pruitts.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
come in with all this stuff and like a toddler who's just like guns a-blaze and ready to go. Wyatt who's like crying. And
like the kids now, like the toddlers, they wake up at a level like 17.
Yeah,
like
they're ready to go.
It is blazing.
Well, and that's how they go to sleep too, because they get that burst of energy before sleep.
It is, sometimes I just watch her and I'm like fascinated.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you just...
Yeah. So it really was good. I love them both they were so good and so accommodating and helped with the boys so much. But it just, you feel bad almost when you're with people who don't have kids.
You feel like you're imposing on them, but you're not. Like they wanted you to be there.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they not once did I feel like I was like in the way, like they never made me feel that way, but I was making myself feel like I was in their way.
Yeah.
So that was also really weighing on me. And I told Chase, I said, moving forward, because this is our first time to take both the boys.
Yeah.
And I said, moving forward, I think that we need to stay at a place. We need to get our own place because
that's how
we're
how I feel.
We're a lot.
I feel
right
like
now.
that with one kid. I want an Airbnb or a hotel.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in someone else's domain.
Right. And, when we go to Florida for 2 weeks, we're going to be at our Airbnb. So that will help. But
yeah, because even like people that get it, you just don't, it makes you feel so much worse.
Yeah.
When you're struggling and everyone can hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone can and that your kid's keeping everyone awake. And that, it's just so much more stressful.
And this is so silly, but Roach, listener, by the way, his name is not Roach. It's a college nickname because his last name is Renocchio, and it's just like
I went to high school with a Roach.
All of Nick's buddies have weird names.
His name is Alex, but anyways, I call him Roach, so that's who he is. Roach knew me and I wasn't in college, but like when Chase is in college, I was a year older, and so like they've spent so much like fun time with me and all, and so then my head would go to like
they probably don't think I'm funny.
Which like is so stupid.
Yeah, but aren't they about to have a kid?
But she's due in January. Yeah. Yes.
So,
yes. And like they have next door neighbors have 2 kids. Like I know. They get it.
They're about to not be fun either.
Do all these things.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We got in the car and Chase was like, "Hey, like we need to talk about this before we go to Florida for 2 weeks because I'm a little nervous." And I was like, "What?" And he just said, I know that it's so much on you. Like I understand, but he said, when that happens, you change the way you talk to me. I can feel your resentment. And, he's like, I don't want that when it's with your family. Cause he said, it's going to be even worse when we're with your family. Cause you're going to want to be with them and there's going to be more resentment. And I was like, yeah, like I do resent you. And I said, I'm not trying to hide that. And it's not a choice. I said, but I'm the breastfeeding and default parent. So both, E wants me to put him down for every nap and for every sleep. And I'm feeding Wyatt. And, you can offer, whenever you offer to give a bottle, that's sweet. But like, I still got to pump when you do it. So like, I'm still doing it. So it's just, it all falls on me, it feels like. And, during the baby shower, I took Wyatt because that just made the most sense. And E got to stay at the house because the guys all were at their house. And then the girls were all at her parents' house for the baby shower. And so, I'm getting pictures of E like hanging out with all the dudes and like there's another kid there and they're all drinking. And I'm literally sitting there like bouncing Wyatt, trying to get him to sleep in a separate room from the baby shower, which like, again, fine. This is such a stupid thing to bitch about.
But it sucks.
But when you're in the moment and you're there, it's like, God, like that would be nice to be the one with Eli and running around outside and having some beer with friends. But I'm not. And nothing against Wyatt. Like I say all these things, and that's what happens is you feel that way and then you feel bad for feeling that way.
Yeah.
And so that was just kind of how the whole weekend was. And that's what Chase was saying. And he said, he said, I need you to tell me what more I can do to help. And I was like, babe, you do a ton. Like, I think this is just the stage that we're in.
Or just thinking all the other things through. Like, just not doing all the things. And I always get annoyed at Nick because he's like, if I'm like, hey, because Nick handles dinner.
Yeah.
It's like his thing.
So does Chase.
Like that's his thing. It's always been his thing. And so if I'm like, what do you want to make for dinner? And he'll be like, well, what do you want for dinner? And I'm like, I just fucking asked you.
Yeah, that's one
things
thing
like that.
Yeah.
He just where I'm like, make
like I'm thinking about everything else. Just
about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Babe.
if or like we wake up on a Saturday and he's like, I have to be like, we're gonna go to Dose, we're gonna go to the park, or we're gonna go do this, or we're gonna go for a walk, or we need to get her this or that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't you just decide?
Yeah.
One day of your life what we're doing. And it fucking annoys me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And so it's like if you're not the default parent, which I put her to bed almost every single night.
Yeah.
I'm with her all the time. I do everything when it comes to that stuff because she wants me to. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
She wants me. But like all the other things,
reality.
all the other things you can do without asking me.
Yeah.
You know what needs to be done. You're smart. Just do it.
I have a vent from today in relation to this as my husband listens.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, at least y'all get some buffer.
Yeah, Bill's just telling me we're like,
time.
oh, sick. We're going to talk about
Yeah,
this.
but our husbands
we
both
already
listen to the
thought
podcast
yeah,
too.
They do.
So I, got done with work and being almost 32 weeks pregnant, I was like, I need to lay down, take a little rest.
Yeah.
So I laid down and Bill texted me. He was like, we're going to go see Farrah. And I was like, okay. So they went over to hang out with Nick and Farrah. And so I said, okay. And then he texts me like, I don't know, 45 minutes later. So he knows like, they leave and I'm like, I'm pretty freshly in bed. Like,
you're wanting to be asleep.
Right. And he texts me and says, can you figure out dinner, please?
Bill.
And you're like, no.
And I said, babe, I don't know what to do. Look, I have my text open. I said, do you have any ideas? Like you want me to figure out dinner? Like you're gone. I was about to take a rest. My blood sugar is absolutely shot.
Yeah.
And he said, go grab a pound of beef from Piggly Wiggly and make spaghetti. And I, was like, okay, I can't do that at this point. Like,
you're like, no.
Like, I'm trying to be dreaming right now.
Like, I essentially was like, no. And then he said, okay, I don't know then. He said, IDK then. I said, okay, I'm confused why you would just dip to their house knowing we had to figure this out, then just try to dump it on me. He just texted me too and said, this was an hour into resting. And I said, yes, you dip, whatever. Well, because Hart really did not want to go to the store and Nick invited us over and I figured it'd be very easy for you to handle it if I got out of the house with Hart. And I said, so you figured it would be easy for me to handle it without, or knowing I was resting and without communicating that to me. Got it.
Then did you just ignore him when he got home? Or did you talk?
Well, we were texting because we were figuring out dinner. So he went and picked up Chick-fil-A.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Good alternative.
And came home and it was just kind of like one of those like, okay, we got to set up for the podcast. Like,
yeah.
So there's so much of that in parenting,
You
right?
just move on.
There's so much of like not dealing with things.
Yeah.
Like because you're tired, because you don't have time.
Yeah.
And because a lot of you is like,
or the kid.
I don't really give a fuck about this fight. Like Nick will come down sometimes, like I'll be so bitchy to him the whole, like this period, I'm on my second day or third day. But this period, I was so raging for like a whole week before. My PMS was crazy.
Yeah.
And I do, at 40 years old, know that I'm getting my period. But I still don't realize that it's making me act like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's making me like so emotional. Still haven't gotten that. 40 years. Well, no, I got my period when I was 16. Well, how many years is that?
34, 24.
24.
Yeah, wow.
Macy. Oh my gosh,
Mathematics. You'd think I'd know. I don't know. But I was just been like really rageful towards Nick, and also just like
Rageful,
dismissive. Like I just like won't look at him, and which is the way to make him like absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But like I can't look at him because it's just looking at him annoys me so much because he's always looking at me to know like what to do, what decision to make, what everything, just looking, and I'm like, I see you looking.
Yes,
and so it makes me want to ignore you more. And then I get my period and I'm like, oh, it's probably like really, I was pretty bitchy this whole time.
But like, and?
Yeah.
So?
You don't have to deal with it. Yeah.
And he'll be like, during these like little fights that don't matter, that are about nothing, he'll come down and be like, do you want to like talk about today? And I'll be like, no.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
I did the same thing. He's like, hey, like, like, are we okay? And I'm like,
that's what Nick says too.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Like, I'll just be like, yeah, like we're fine.
Yeah.
I always say, I'm like, we're not gonna like get divorced or anything. What do you mean?
Like,
he's like, well, I just want to know, like, are you like, I feel like, did I do something that annoyed you? Yeah. He's like, I feel like I did something that annoyed you. And I'll be like, yeah, you did a lot of fucking things that annoyed me.
How much time you got?
But I but I don't feel like rehashing it because right now I want to watch Paradise, Bachelor in Paradise.
We've said how awesome our husbands are, but it is so infuriating because Bill's brain never stops, but it's like always like, oh, I need to touch up that paint or clean out the gutters. And then I roast him for that. And he's like, well, if I don't clean out the gutters, they're just going to be full.
Nick just cleaned the gutters.
Clean out the
Nick
gutters.
just cleaned the gutters. He's like, babe, there were like little trees growing in the gutters.
Well, I wonder if if Bill was talking about cleaning out the gutters and Nick's like, yeah, I got to clean out the gutters.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they talked about it. They talk about all that shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, and it's not.
Jace will not be cleaning out the gutters.
It's like, why
no,
are
you guys will hire someone to clean out the gutters.
So it's like you think through all these things and then you just like look at me and ask me like,
like
not stupid.
Hey, where are the water bottles?
Yeah,
where are the water
bottles? Are Eli's water bottles around here somewhere?
You're like, I don't know. No, like I'll always say things like that to Nick. I'm like, if you don't know, I know. I probably don't.
I know.
Fucking know either.
And I'm like, and I was about to say stupidest questions. No, the questions.
There are no stupid questions.
So frustrating. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
And then it's like
we just have to keep up with enough.
Oh my word! But yeah, I mean, and Macy, I want to say, I mean, peace and love to you, Chase. But why is this girl packing up all that shit before your trip?
He does pack for himself.
Oh,
he puts it physically in the car.
Oh.
Yeah, but here's in Chase's defense though, if he did it, it wouldn't be right.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
And you would be annoyed.
That is the whole issue.
And you'd be annoyed.
That is the whole issue.
That is it.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm leaving for Florida in a week and a half. And I already have a list for it because I have to in order to make sure. Because I still have to run a business and take care of 2 kids.
Yeah.
And we have a family Thanksgiving this weekend in between. Like, but if I don't start now, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's
you
so
guys
much.
saw. I mean, you saw what Farrah wore to your house the other day when I was like, babe, because I was not feeling well. So I was like, babe, just get her dressed, and
he got her dressed.
Yeah, he sure did. She was wearing like a mismatched pajama set with a like knee length a knee length sweatshirt with like
tunic.
Boots and like some other. I was like,
Farrah, you look like Aunt Morgan.
Yeah, I was like, you look pregnant. You look like me pregnant.
Yeah, she was a sight for sore eyes. She's always beautiful though.
And she is beautiful. But when he dresses her, like now he'll be like, do you want me to get her dressed? I'm like, no, I got it.
I wonder if you just like, stop doing the like to where he would suffer if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, sorry, just so much to handle. I didn't think about it.
He does, and Nick does so much. I mean, I had an ex.
So does Bill, but dang it.
I had an ex-boyfriend who I lived with for years, who really think that if I didn't put toilet paper on the toilet paper roller, that he would have just like found a t-shirt to wipe his ass with.
Yeah.
Like he really was that. it was that
none
bad.
of our husbands are that.
No, our
And
husbands
Chase
do a
makes
lot.
He meal preps for us, but because I was breaking down, I was breaking down. He was like, "Would it help if I took this off of your plate?" And I said, "Absolutely." Food is no longer my thing.
Well,
That's
let's keep up the energy.
Yeah.
So he does meal prep.
Let's keep
all
up
of
the good
time,
work.
But I'm also
Let's keep it up.
I'm prepping too. You know what I mean?
Let's keep it up.
How long are you planning to breastfeed? Just
literally until he cannot do it any longer.
how is the feeding?
That's not true.
How is
but
his feeding going? Is it better?
It's been such a fight. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, good. Because remember, it was like kind of getting sketchy again.
Well, because he was not on the charts for his weight.
I mean, that stuff. I feel like you have to just let go of that.
It's so stupid, but he's gained. Well,
he looks healthy and happy.
My lactation consultant was like, "Let's add in 2 more feeds." So instead of letting him sleep through the night again, I'm now
shut up.
I've been doing that for over a week now. Going in at 10 o'clock,
really,
and feeding him again, and then pumping after that, and then waking up at 3 and going in there and feeding, and then waking up at 7 and doing it again.
Ew.
Yeah, but he's gained over a pound since we've done that. He gained a pound in a week since we were doing that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But like those are the things too. I'm like, Chase, like
that shit
doing
is
so
like
much.
that shit.
You
I
are.
like can't even like it gives me like PTSD to think about.
Yeah.
No,
Nurse,
listen,
like all the
I-
feeds because I used to go feed her throughout the night too.
Yeah.
Until she was old.
I mean, I'll be a better person when I'm not breastfeeding.
Yeah,
but
you'll be
I also
happier.
am not giving. Like I'm not. We just put up such a fight that I'm not ready to.
What about food? Is he ready to start some?
I think he's getting there.
Yeah.
We had the go ahead, but I really wanted to like. He's gained. I'll weigh him again tomorrow. I'm supposed to weigh every 5 days, but he gained literally a pound in a week with doing that. So I'm not worried.
That's like me. I gained a pound this week.
I'm not worried about it.
That's a great
sodium.
sign, though.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
with
that's
that
good.
for a week.
Yeah.
You've gained.
But yeah, that's just I'm always thinking about those things too.
Yeah,
that's what
it's just.
the
and I
men don't
think
understand is it's not just like the day to day. It's
No, it's constant. And I think what's really frustrating for me, and this is something that comes up in my mind a lot. I don't know that we've ever talked about it, but like specifically being like, I don't know. It's like we're doing all of this stuff constantly, and then you do all the extra stuff for the trip, like whatever. And it's carrying that as a mother. And then you're also with the person that you're supposed to be safest with. They're on edge about every single like look or breath or response. And I'm like, can you at least just like let me like have a moment without it having to be an ordeal to where like now I have to we have to have a conversation about my attitude.
Yeah.
like,
Can you just like give me like
No, that's
can I just
bingo.
have this?
Yeah,
please?
yeah.
like, there's a lot
I
going
feel
on
that.
in here. If I'm stressed, I need to express it outwardly. Then let me fucking do it.
Just let me do it, and
that's
don't
a
get
really good
don't
point.
get butthurt. Just be like, you know what? She's got a lot on her, that
That's
she's
what
doing.
my thing
That
is. Like
was
at
part of-
least give me this.
Yeah. Let me like feel what I'm feeling.
Like, as
that
long as
was
I'm not
part
cussing
of the
you out.
conversation that we had on the car ride home. Like right when I texted y'all that picture of me crying, we had just gotten done talking about this, and he was like, most of the time I just have to accept like not to let it hurt my feelings and just understand that like this is just where we're at right now, and like you're just feeling a lot, and you're just gonna take it out on me, and I'm like.
You were almost there, Chase. You were so close.
And he's like, I'm just gonna, like, I just have to let it go, and I just have to shoulder a lot. And I'm like, I know that you do, but it doesn't have to be a conversation, because when you bring it up and it's a conversation,
it
then
makes
I'm like,
me feel bad.
And it's realizing that it's not like, it's not a jab at them, or it's like if I'm huffing and puffing because it's like you said something, it's like, why do I have to explain my just thorough just annoyance and frustration? Just like after I just had a kid screaming in my face. And then he's like giving me a titty twister with my 32-week pregnant nipples. And like the dogs are click clacking all over the house.
Well, can
How
we
are their
just all
ankles
like
not
kill our
fucking
dogs?
sore?
Yeah.
So
Keto is
just let me have this moment of like, and like, let me be frustrated, and like, you understand me and like critically think about the situation enough to where, and then I'll shut up for the rest of the episode.
No,
To where I
don't ever
like,
shut up.
I don't have to explain my frustration or my attitude to you right now.
Yeah.
This is really hitting home for me because I feel everything that you're saying.
Just like, let me be.
The amount of times that I've had to explain, like, you don't know what all goes on in my head. And like, why do I even have to say that? It's because this conversation is brought up.
Especially like given the context.
Just like, let me be cunty and move on.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Especially given like immediately following like a really frustrating day or week or something. And it's like, I have an off response and it's like, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
To have to also manage that.
Yeah.
Well, and to be like,
to have to
or
like
critiqued or like made, because it almost feels like I'm like doing it wrong. Like a part of the rest of the conversation. And I know that this is true about myself, which like, also means we don't have to have a conversation about it. He was like, I just want the load to be easier for you. He said, I just feel like he said, you know, when you always feel like you're not doing enough for Wyatt, and then you feel like you're not being good enough for Eli. And then when you're with one of them, you're worried about missing out with the other one. And I'm like, yeah, Chase, welcome to a mother's brain.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do about that? Like, and I'll be curious to hear like what you.
And then it's like, and now I have to worry about your fucking feelings.
Exactly. And so, like, and I know that I do that, but I also
Who's
like
worrying about mine?
Yeah.
Like actually enough to where I can just like be pissed.
Yeah.
And it not have to be like
thing.
Yeah.
A thing. Yeah.
And it just like, and I know that, but I also like, that's how I function as a mom. And that's how I function as a human. I'm always like, I feel like I can be doing better. Like, I'm over. Like, that's just
he
like,
knows that.
Yeah. Yes. And so for him to say that about like, I wish that he was like, I wish you could just be in the present with whichever kid you're with or like enjoy whatever's happening in the moment. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that though.
I would argue you're so in the present that you're worried about that's why you're worried that you're not in the present with your other kid.
And it is because I'm like,
really
oh my
enjoying
gosh,
this.
I hope I'm doing enough for him. Like, and so that's like what it is. But I feel like,
and I'm not advocating for being a total cunt to your husband.
Right, just like a little one.
But like, and just like
kidding,
waking
Chase.
up and being mad, which
There should be like the
sometimes it is that way.
safety to
Of course,
be cunty.
given the context, of
if you've had someone yelling in your
they
face
know
all
what's
day and you
going
don't feel
on.
good, and
if they're there and present as all of our husbands are, it's like, can I just like, look. I
You're
just
also
need to be a little
pregnant.
biatch today.
you're also really pregnant, and that
I
like
am really
I hated my life so much when I was as pregnant as you. You just get so every day is hard.
Sorry,
Chase
I
would
didn't
also
realize
say
I needed
that.
to unload
No,
so much.
let unload it.
Girl,
I
that's
think-
what this is for.
Yeah, it's
This
been a
podcast
really-
is for women unloading.
the last two. I know, but this is not the Morgan show.
Yes,
but the
it is.
last
Yes,
2
it is.
weeks has absolutely kicked my rear end.
Yeah.
And
You've been
and then
sick
Bill's
and
like,
broken.
why are you so angry?
I'm like, well, the math is mathing as to why
It's like, you want to trade?
Oh yeah.
No, the answer is no.
is a hard no.
Immediately
Yeah.
no.
No, I don't want to trade. So
hard
it's
no.
like, so just let me be. Just let me be.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
Yeah. And keep shouldering it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like,
once
you'll
the
be
kids are
okay,
in
bud.
college, I'll be back. I'll be nice again.
Yeah.
And
That's a ways away, but-
I'm not going to entertain a conversation about this tonight.
Yeah.
After you leave.
Yeah.
This is me talking to you about it.
Yeah, this is the conversation. We
You're
good?
hearing
we
it.
good? That's pretty funny. I mean, I think we all it's hard.
Have you guys started Christmas shopping?
Absolutely not.
I talked to a woman at the park the other day and she's like, I'm almost done with all my Christmas
Yeah,
shopping.
no,
I was
that's-
like, what in the fuck?
No. You know I haven't.
Also, I'm like not really like thinking I don't want to give her a lot of gifts.
Yeah, we did 2 or 3 last year.
She's
that's
so
what we'll do
spoiled. And I think we do like one big gift for her, or I don't know. Because it's like everyone in my family and Nick's family is going to spoil her and send her so much shit. She already has so much crap.
Yeah.
I also just don't want to I don't like the thought of putting so much value in things because she's already really into things and then she doesn't care.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, she doesn't care. And it's so wasteful.
Yeah. We last year, honestly, Wyatt will probably get nothing. I mean, if my parents
Because he's not going to remember. I mean,
if there's like I don't think he needs anything. I mean, there's truly nothing that I can think of. I will probably tell my parents, like, if you would like to get Wyatt something, you can give him money.
yeah.
But last year for E, I sent every family member, like, you can get him this, like the like climbing, like everything that was given to him was something that I instructed them to get. And we got him that grocery cart And I think that's it. Like I got him 1 or 2 things from Chase and me. And then everything else I like made sure was something he needed or I felt like was an okay gift.
I think I'm going to ask family to get us like a zoo pass for the year.
Oh, that's smart.
And then ask them to get us like a like the museum pass for the year.
That's smart.
And just do those things.
That's quality
I'd rather do that too.
Because honestly, like I don't want shit. I don't want her to have more crap.
Yeah,
and that's
how
something
I feel.
you're going to take her to do anyway.
And I do things. My child cannot and will not stay home.
Yeah.
It is exhausting. She is a social butterfly.
Yeah, she is.
She thrives in social settings. She wants to go out to eat. She wants to be
first class.
Yeah, she's glamorous, honey. She is a bougie bitch, but she just wants to be around people and out and about. And she's, it's constant with friends and doing things. And if we stay home, she's miserable.
Yeah.
And we have an awesome house. Like I love our house, but she does not want to stay home. She wants to be around people doing things. So I feel like those are the gifts that I need to do.
I love the idea of an experience or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't started.
Also, we should all start taking our kids to get gifts to give to kids that don't have that don't have families and don't have presents. And we should go and make them watch what it's, donate.
Yeah.
And start that tradition because they need to know what it's like to feel good because you're doing something good.
100%.
Yeah.
And like doing that before they're able to, like before Christmas, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, growing up in church, we always did Operation Christmas Child. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, where it's like the shoebox.
Yeah,
and
we did that too.
You're like given guidance on like what can and can't go in there, of course, but you like choose an age group and like, this is a little girl, it's a little boy. A girl could be like up to like, it's like, I think it goes up to 18, and we would go and like shop for like necessities and little toys for these kids. And like, I remember that it's like, yeah, that's definitely something now that you mention it, it's like
it's a really big deal
practice.
to like have them learn it young.
Yeah.
And just have it be implemented into their, soul.
Yep.
Like, these are the holidays, and the holidays are very fun for privileged people.
Yeah.
And they're really, really crappy for people that don't have anything.
Yeah.
And so we should definitely
I like that.
Yeah, we didn't
do that. We did like the canned goods and stuff. I remember all that, but I don't remember we're not religious, so I think that's like more of a church
It
thing.
was like a structured,
Everything that I did was through. We did that, and then I for probably 6 or 7 years on Christmas Eve after we did like all of our family stuff. It was probably like 6th grade through sophomore year of high school. We would go to Vanderbilt in the waiting room and bring cookies and like hot chocolate and stuff to families who were spending Christmas Eve in the waiting room, which was always so special. And I was doing it with some of my church friends. So I was with friends, so it was fun. But that was always I really liked that. And that was a pretty organized event, and there were several adults with us. So I don't think that's something that like we could do like with the kids, but something like that of like thinking of
food drives are really good too.
Yeah.
Like giving, like, just being the person that's handing out the food to the homeless during the holidays, because it's just so and Tennessee, dude, I've been doing so much research because of all the foster stuff and like wanting to start working in that area. Yeah. Dude, Tennessee is so fucked. We have so many homeless children, so many children that have no food, no families, so many kids in the foster care, and like these homes that are just not like at all up to par, up to standards. Tennessee is one of the worst in the whole country, if not the worst. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
For neglect, hunger. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why like when I was looking internationally, like international adoption and stuff like that, I looked up a bunch of stuff because there's a lot of international laws now with adoption. A lot of countries don't even let you adopt. There's just a lot of stipulations. You have to be within certain parameters. And some countries are really against, LGBTQ and single parents and whatever. And you can't be above a certain age for a lot of the Asian countries and whatever. But I was starting to look at just like in our country, Tennessee is it's awful.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Probably means I'm part of the problem, but I
mean, it's just like, everyone's got to do better. But like, this state is crazy bad.
That's so sad.
I know. And it's a lot because people can't afford, a lot of people can't afford to feed their kids.
Yeah.
People can't afford rent. People can't afford to feed themselves, dress themselves, feed their kids.
Yeah.
Nashville is also the worst commute in the country.
Oh,
it's been reported.
What do you mean?
Wait, like it literally is?
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible when LA is a thing?
And when Atlanta is a thing?
I don't know.
There's no way. I lived in
That's what
LA
they
for
say.
12 years. There's no way Nashville's worse commute.
It recently came out.
That's
It's bad. I'm always in traffic.
No, it's awful.
But it just isn't even compared
That's really
to my
interesting.
experience in LA.
Yeah. Atlanta's so bad.
Atlanta's
Atlanta
fucking
is
awful.
the
Oh,
worst.
my.
It's the worst. My. Yeah, it's the worst.
But yeah.
Atlanta's also the worst drivers that I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
they're really bad.
They cut through 10 lanes to get out of the exit. And you're like, you just almost killed all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta's
I hate
fucking
driving
nuts.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, this is reported by the Tennessean, so who knows?
Don't quote us on things, people.
Hey,
we're just
listen,
looking.
Don't quote us. Guess what? And I live in Nashville, so it's my worst.
We're
commute.
just looking things up just like you. I hate when we get those messages where it's like, that's not accurate. It's like, you know what? If you're coming to Rock Me Mama for your life facts,
Yeah, go somewhere
something's
else.
up.
There's another.
You got bigger problems.
Yeah, you got bigger problems, sweetie, than my commute. Get help.
Just talking shit to our fans. We're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, we love you all.
Get well soon. No, yeah, but yeah, Christmas, the whole Christmas thing, I know is on my mind too because we may have a new baby before Christmas, or it might be after.
Yeah.
You're due like
Pretty
right.
soon.
Yeah, January
Right.
4th.
But you'll have a C-section earlier.
The earliest she was able to request was 12/28, which is 39 weeks. So it just kind of it depends on when I hope they schedule me for 12/28. That would be great.
Yeah. That's a cool birthday.
That is a cool birthday.
12/28.
Yeah, and then I think obviously if anything happens before then I'll get
Then
it.
you'll just go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty well.
It's less than 2 months.
Yeah, and so I'm like,
Gosh.
no, we don't need to spoil him just because he's having a sibling
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so hard because I talk a lot of shit, but I absolutely spoil the shit out of my child. And I know that if I brought another child in, I would probably just overcompensate
Yeah.
Oh my god!
because I would feel such guilt.
Yeah.
But also you're giving them something.
I know.
It's hard, but you're giving them something that is a lifelong friend and camaraderie and
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun and like someone to play with constant. Like you're giving them
this year,
a lot, and they don't
Mommy
remember
gets all the
anything right now.
Christmas money and gifts.
Yeah, that would be
okay?
nice. That would be nice.
It's all gonna be allocated to me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it all.
I mean, let's face it. Of course, people want more kids, but you have more kids for your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like do it because you're like, I really want to get pregnant and be in hell for 9 months and then breastfeed. And then you want that for them.
Yeah.
It's a gift
Did
you
say
give to
that.
them.
You're gonna eat your words.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, it's,
At the end of the day,
That
like, of
was what
course
we
you
wanted.
love them. You love your kids, but you also want them to have each other. That's why you do it.
No, that's a huge motivator, and y'all have seen how much Hart loves babies.
Oh my God, he's
so
obsessed
much.
with it.
The
So
most.
is Farrah.
I just really hope that it translates to a sibling in the house.
There's no way it won't with how
It'll
much
be
he loves
really
them.
hard.
yeah.
Look at what she went through and goes through. It'll be
She's like, I don't remember
hard.
that at all.
It'll be really, really hard. And you know that.
Yeah.
You're, and even knowing that, you're still not prepared. But like, it's going to be fucking hard. He's going to be really jealous.
Yeah.
But he's also going to be really happy and he's going to be really excited.
And we're all around. Like,
Which
we
are-
can
We're all
be
around.
dropped off at our houses all of the time.
All emotions that adults go through as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
expect him
Yeah.
to not.
It's an adjustment.
Yeah.
But he's safe. He's loved.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm so nervous about though
What?
is having a baby during RSV season and having a kid in daycare. Y'all, my sisters
Yeah, dude.
1 month old. He's like 1.5 months now, but he like has RSV right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's terrifying.
He's doing okay, but I'm like, that is like
Really scary.
Oh.
My
I'm already
brother's
a nervous wreck.
my niece had something because Charles is in daycare, and Lena I think she had COVID and she had RSV or something else because Charles brings stuff home.
Yeah.
And it was really scary, but she's okay. Like,
Hart had COVID at 6 months old.
yeah, Farrah had everything.
Yeah, she
and
really did.
it was awful. But they're okay. They're really resilient. Like, people say that, but they really are.
Yeah.
Well, and it's another one of those things to remember, moms. Like, yes, these things are to be taken seriously, and they're scary and like legit illnesses or whatever. But and like these babies are more at risk for more complications. But it's also like that doesn't mean it's the majority of the time. And so I like have to just tell myself like stay rooted in reality and the facts.
Don't
Oh my God.
catastrophize, because I do that with everything.
I'm already just finding myself being like, oh no.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
I know it is what we do. Which is like survival, right?
Yeah.
Oh, should we do a what do you want to know?
Yeah, let's do one
What do you want to know?
segment. To be honest, y'all got to send in more questions
I know.
because it's slim pickings
It is slim pickings.
right now. One of them is essentially something we've talked about recently.
We have all the old ones too, though. Like we should go through the old because we only answer one per episode, and there was like a lot of them.
True. We had a lot for the dad's episode, and Bill can cut out this lagging period.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the dad's episode did really well. The numbers are really good.
Yeah, everybody still talks about that one.
Yeah.
We're going to have
it's
to have them
really
on again
good.
soon.
It's really good.
Yeah, but let's not like make them feel too good.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, who facilitated it? Us.
Yeah.
Who made it happen?
Yeah. So,
You're
who
nothing
made them?
with-
Who made them?
You're nothing
dads?
without us.
Who made them husbands
Who
and
made
dads
them
to begin
dads?
with?
Yeah, true. It's all about us.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find one. I'm scrolling through. Okay. Well, this is really sad. Bill will be cutting this out.
Yeah.
No, I'm really
What is
scrolling.
Chase's job?
Some of them are like not. No, but literally, what is? Okay, when nursing on demand, how hard is it to get a newborn on a schedule?
I don't think you can get a newborn on a schedule.
I was literally about to say that. Bill and I had this conversation.
I'm
the
a
other day.
schedule hoe, and I don't think.
And
you
that's
can get a newborn on a
nursing
schedule.
on demand means no schedule.
Yeah.
It means when they demand, you nurse.
Yeah,
I
think-
never did a schedule with her until she was a little older.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think let go of that
Yeah.
and do the little things here and there that you can control.
Yeah.
Like the routine before you lay them down.
Yes.
Or, like we started doing a bath every night, like I think
Ew.
3 to 4 months in, and that like changed the game
Yeah.
for his sleep. But let go of the expectation
Yep.
that
Yeah.
And if that means not following taking care of babies or mom's on call,
Yeah.
then do not follow it. Because I think, and listen, there are so many moms
that
have used
swear
those,
by
that
it.
Swear by
Yeah,
those.
it didn't work for us.
I tried taking care of babies, and
No, it made
so
me
did
more
I.
crazy.
I felt like a failure. And yeah, so if you,
Yeah.
because listen, it's going to happen how it needs to happen. And every single baby is different, which is why I think that those books are really tough, because
Yeah, because
what
you feel
worked
like
for
my
Eve,
my
sure as
baby's
hell
a
didn't
bad.
work
Yeah,
for Wyatt, which means that's just worldwide how it's going to go. But there's things like Morg said, like you can, one of the big things is making sure you differentiate between night and day. So like naps during the day, make sure there is still light coming in, but when it's nighttime, make sure it's pitch black. So like little things like that aren't a routine, but like are setting up the scene for
for when they're ready for a routine.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that if you've been told that there's a routine for a newborn, then
The routine is not being in a routine and rolling with the punches.
yeah.
Amy, what do you think?
yeah. I mean, I like struggle when I feel like I have no control over things. So that it was so hard for me to feel like I was just kind of flailing for so many months. But nursing was so hard anyway. So I just getting through it was like, I remember even at 6 months, and we've talked about this, but even at 6 months when I traveled to Portland to see my family, I tried to nurse her in the car and she just wasn't having it. And I was like, God, 6 months later, she didn't want to do new locations.
No,
she needed to be in her element, or we needed to be laying down in a bed doing the side thing, or we needed to, I had to close the world out. And it had to be just me and her. And it was like that until she was a toddler, and then she would nurse kind of anywhere. She would just kind of like pull my shirt down. But I feel like it was so hard to just get the hang of it that I never could focus on a schedule because I was just kind of trying to focus on getting it done.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I even had a semblance of like identity for at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at all.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, I really like, and I don't understand the women that immediately kind of have like a schedule and have things together, because like that was not the way it was for me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being the case for me if I did it again, or I just don't know. It's such a throws your whole world off.
Yeah.
And you're at their mercy completely.
Totally.
So
yeah,
I would say let go of that.
Yeah,
exactly what you guys said. Let go of it. You don't have any control. Right now, your entire job is to keep this thing alive.
And that's a lot.
Yep.
So
and that's a big ass job.
There's always going to be the little things that you can control. Like, like you said, like the dark or the light or whatever, or having like a loose time schedule, or their wake windows. That's good. Something to
wake windows
and tired.
Oh my God,
cues.
wake windows. I
oh my gosh, and tired cues, and that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
but it's gonna go every which way.
Yep, it will. It will.
Yeah, just enjoy the moment while you have it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, cheers.
All right, guys.
See
you next week.
I don't even know what all did we talk about.
I don't know. Who the fuck
Being
knows?
cunty when you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Cunty hunty.
Run